Let's go 55 and see how that goes. Go 55 and see how that goes. Go 55 and see how. I just need to pop out chat, and then I don't need this open anymore.
I forgot you can pop out chat.
Well, yeah, that's what I do, like, to have it on my second monitor without having the stream up and taking resources that way.
See, like that would be a very good idea if I remember how to do this. Actually, I don't. Give me a second.
Should be it should be under the settings, like in like that top category. Right, kind of near the bottom of that top category, I think.
Yep, I got it. Beauty. All right. Oh, but it's light mode. Ugh.
You can change it to dark mode.
I am changing it right now. Hold on.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I'm not able to change it. All right, this is fine. I'm just gonna be blinded whenever I look at chat now. Because we technically haven't started yet. I'm actually just gonna keep chat like this because it's easier to look at. Technically we haven't started yet, so I'm gonna grab myself a drink.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I know we've started, but like we technically haven't started, so semantics. My computer because you can hear everything I do.
I really
it's
can.
Not like that's an issue per se, but also like, you know, I don't want you to hear me like coughing and shit. That's not fun for you or for me.
To be fair, I'm gonna be a little annoying this stream because I'll be chewing on ice because I went to Sonic for food. And their crushed ice is fantastic.
Yeah, Sonic has the good ice, right?
Yeah, they have the best ice. Oh, Streamlabs integration with Kick is live. Do you want to move over to that platform and say some slurs?
Damn.
And that's kind of all I know about Kick, that they're supposed to be like the do what you want platform, even if what you want to do is terrible.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I've heard too, honestly.
Fun fact, they were also a title sponsor for a Formula 1 team last season.
That is a fun fact. Very fun, actually.
Yeah, they were a title sponsor for a team. That same team also had another title sponsor, Stake, which is like a gambling site.
Yeah, alright.
That team finished dead last. They did not score any points.
Is that karma?
Maybe.
Or did they just gamble?
I mean, I feel bad for one of their drivers. Honestly, I felt bad for both of their drivers.
I mean, yeah, because it's not really like the drivers that choose the supporters, right?
No, some of them bring some sponsors along that are like kind of like a bonus to the team for like signing them. And for one of them, you could definitely argue that he brought a lot of them, but he didn't bring Kick or Steak.
But hey, it doesn't really matter their preferences. They just need to bring a lot of money in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how it works here.
That's how it works in racing, yeah. Okay, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm not really expecting anyone in chat tonight. This is just for us.
We might get Seagerzal in here.
Maybe.
But Cake is probably asleep.
Oh, they're definitely asleep. What?
Well, there's always a chance that Cake is gonna show up.
What
like
time
2 hours
is it?
after we start.
In
the Netherlands, that's a great question.
Let's see.
It's currently 4:10 in the morning.
There is a non-zero chance.
Non-zero. So it's still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my volume's sounding a little bit better, which is all I'm asking for at this point. I'm like locked in a battle, like in an endless struggle with my microphone, because I know my microphone is good. It's a USB condenser mic, so like it's a good mic. I can just never make myself sound good while I'm using it, which is honestly probably a skill issue on my part. But
probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty spiffy USB condenser mic with a pop filter.
Was that supposed to be the pop filter at work?
Oh, I actually just popped there.
Yeah.
You know, if the pop filter worked, then it would have filtered out the pop.
Yeah. That's kind of my point.
So, it's probably not working that well, but you know. It's also, for right now, it's a good way to judge the distance of my mouth to the mic, to have like an actual good distance of speaking, so that I'm not talking way too close or way too far, which is just as helpful for me.
Okay, awesome. All right, do we want to get started?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, you can just kind of.
You can skip right to the last case, yeah.
Yeah, case 5. Let's just start at the end of the game.
You know, preferably we would start at case 1, but yeah.
I don't know. Let's go to case 3. Maybe case 3. You know, infamous Ace Attorney case 3 syndrome. Let's just start at one that might be the worst. No, we'll start from case 1, the cold-hearted aristocrat.
I'm honestly excited for you to see this one.
The
I
field.
That's me.
Is it?
I
know. I don't know who's speaking.
It's been over a year since I've last done this, so.
I don't know who's speaking. I know we've assigned a couple basic characters here just from knowledge, but.
You know what? We'll just say it's me.
Go for it.
The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a clash of souls. Souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. I was transporting a client to my carriage that evening.
No. It needs to sound older. This guy's 34 years old. It's basically 1 foot in the grave already.
You're right. Well, if like 2 hours ago 30 is 1 foot in the grave, then 34 is like God is already there. You know? I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance.
I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. And she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so.
Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory.
I see. Well, it's funny you say that.
How so? This is gonna kill my voice.
Because your entire testimony was a complete lie.
What?
Objection!
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert.
My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide.
You know something?
But on this battlefield, there are still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. We have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders?
Damn it.
I don't know who this.
Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Oh yeah, I'll be this guy. Rudolph, I require your assistance.
Yes, sir. By the scale, Lord, what did you... You killed him.
Alert the town guard. Tell them you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her.
At once, sir.
No, that must be our eponymous cold-hearted aristocrat.
Gee, I wonder. I also wonder who the murderer could be. It's such a mystery.
It really is a mystery. This is Frank Saw at levels of who could it have been. You literally see him standing over the body with the murder weapon. Earlier that day.
Ugh.
You feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer. Okay, this is like... Okay, mentor character. Got it. I'll take it. Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? You look like you're about to pass out. Ruby Timora. Occupation, attorney. Ruby Timora, one or the other.
Don't worry about me, Mr. Turo. I'm fine.
You've been riding in this carriage for days. You are definitely not fine. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch.
I'm perfectly fine.
If you say so. You feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. Oh, if you right-click, you can just see the art. That's fun.
Fun.
That stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time.
On second thought. That's better.
Take a deep breath of fresh air. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven.
I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here.
You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Together you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Ooh.
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 See, but he's not dead yet. This was a few hours ago.
This is what we call dramatic irony. Supposedly
This was a few hours ago. He's not dead yet.
Dramatic irony
He will be soon.
is a literary device in which the audience is privy to information that the characters do not yet know.
He will be soon.
Supposedly he's been a voice of dissidence against King I kind of want to go French. King Olivier. Or Olivier. I kind of want to go
Cancel
French
her.
though.
Everyone cancel her.
What do you mean?
She said the F word. Cancel her.
Oh, sorry, I didn't censor myself. French.
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 Yeah, no, I kind of want to go like King Olivier.
Do it.
Okay. No idea what kind of business Miss Tomorrow would have with him, but you know better than to ask questions about her affairs.
I guess that should be me.
Yeah.
Hello, travelers. Welcome to Cornhaven.
Local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He has a wide smile on his face.
Yeah, that's a smile. Can't you tell?
I must be from a different culture. And he
Turn that
approaches.
frown upside down.
Oh yeah, if I look at it upside down, it's more of like a smirk than anything else. But you know.
There you go.
And he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of
I told you,
starving
Arya.
vulture.
I fucking told you. I told you.
About what? Oh.
I told you. Hey there, Cake.
Isn't it like 4:20 a.m. for you? Isn't it like 4:20?
Nice. What a pair of dignified individuals such as yourselves care for a refreshing drink? Those clothes, they must be from the city.
Certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Well, I don't need a drink, but... Mr. Moore glances at you and your stomach rumbles in agreement.
Ah, of course. I have just the thing for an upset stomach. With a carriage like that, I bet I could fleece him for a lot.
His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your eye of Horus. But the merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. I wonder if his false smile could get any bigger. His false smile, looking at you with a clear frown. Not exactly 4:20 right now. Okay, 4:22 then. Maybe 4:23 by the time you actually hear me say this. He's afraid he might dislocate his jaw.
How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces?
That sounds like a lot.
50 silver. You may find the price daunting, but this is organic and fresh-made apple juice. It's just store-bought juice. I bet they can't even tell the difference.
Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice, resting on a table inside the merchant's shop.
The Cornhaven merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside of his shop. It's suspiciously empty.
Immense notes, notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental in solving mysteries and progressing through the game.
Yeah, aren't you
notes
supposed to be
anytime.
fucking asleep, Cake? Trust me, it's worth the extra gold.
Interesting note. Tyrion's occupation is defense attorney. Miss Tamora's occupation is just attorney.
To be fair, those are different.
They are. But it's just an interesting note.
Yeah, defense attorneys are there for criminal trials, while attorneys are also there for civil trials.
Oh, and there's a save. Oh my.
Just save in a random place. Are you doing fine there?
It's a lot. Okay, and that's still that. You know
Yeah,
what?
you could be dreaming about the McDonald's extended universe right now. We don't know.
You could. That's nope. That's a title screen, and I think I know what that one is. Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Oh, okay. You've started an argument. Fantastic. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence.
The
If
sacks!
you run out of confidence, you will lose the argument.
The sacks!
I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but where's it made? It's produced by the hardworking people.
Sorry.
It's produced by no one because someone fucking hid my speech bubble.
Yeah, no. Look at the wide smile he's wearing. That's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see his smile.
It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course. I only trade organic products. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products.
Present a piece of evidence. Okay.
Damn, Cake. Damn. I mean, we're not gonna get sacks either, because we play different instruments, but you know.
I mean, bold of you to assume that it's something I'm pursuing.
Not also true. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? Make no mistake. I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compared to that of the city. And let me tell you, that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product.
What an obvious lie.
This juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal.
Interpreting during certain claims you need to look through your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response based on information seen. Choose the option if your opponent's thought contradicts something in your notes. Choose if your opponent's thought contradicts their claim. And choose if your opponent's emotions contradict the claim. Okay.
So, I usually only sell this stuff for 5 silver a flask. Sir, it's obvious these flasks are only worth 5 silver. What? How did you... Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man.
About to go to bed. Cake! It's 4:30 in the morning. What do you mean you were about to go to bed?
Yeah, what's the about to there? You should have been in bed.
You two have the worst sleep schedules, and I'm not okay with it.
I don't know what you mean.
No, go to bed.
I went to sleep at 10 last night.
AM?
PM.
AM.
PM. And AM.
Okay.
Right.
God, I wish winning arguments was that easy in real life.
I'm so thirsty.
Corner of your eye, you spot a child watching you from afar. Her eyes are fixed on the flasks of apple juice.
How about 20 silver for 3 flasks? Of course, sir.
The Kingdom of Wyverngard, established several centuries ago by the 7 High Archmages. The kingdom is currently ruled by King Olivier de Wyverngard and the mages of his nobility. It's saying AM, PM, AM, PM, AM, AM, PM. Just keep reiterating your point with the exact same words, and you win. The ability to tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness. A land where its people share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic.
Thank you. I haven't had anything like this in years.
Child's passing thoughts tell you exactly how much sucker the kingdom is sharing. I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics.
Well, I suppose I just have a good intuition for this sort of thing.
Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. Whoop, you should take every opportunity to hone it. But try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well.
Right.
Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly the McCoy Tavern should be north of here.
True, false. I'm right, no me.
No, right's in the other attorney game, not this one. This is Tyrion Cuthbert.
Right's the other defense attorney.
Yeah. If my tip is correct, this should be the place.
I can't wait for the spin-off called Dragon Wrong. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern?
The state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. I find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissidents. But now that you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flintheart just uses it to host his rallies. Although, I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat for this long.
Gruff man. Hey, you lot. The McCoy Tavern is closed.
A gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you and Miss Tamora, clear look of contempt on his face. Take it that you're Flintheart McCoy?
I am. What of it?
Flintheart McCoy, occupation unemployed.
Occupation soon to be dead.
Oh my god, spoilers.
Spoilers, I'm sorry. My bad.
Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tamora. I wanted to speak with you.
Ruby Tamora. Wait, the Ruby Tamora?
Any animosity he had, I'm dying.
Have a stroke.
Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. Let's add a laugh. It's as if you were meeting an old friend.
Why didn't you say so? Come on in.
Didn't expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamora. But you suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy, albeit in different ways.
Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Well, anyways, what brings you here? Take it you didn't journey all this way to see my wrecked tavern.
I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition you might be interested in. Is there anywhere we could talk more privately?
Sure, the kitchen is empty.
Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with McCoy.
What? Don't you need my help?
There's no need for that. Like hell there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read his thoughts to help her. Ooh, that's a glare. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. You slowly look away from her. Aspiring murder victim. Ooh!
Occupation... Aspiring.
I just walk down dark alleyways. No particular reason. I make sure I have some extra change so that it loudly jangles when I walk.
It's like it's like a kick me sign, except there's like a knife on the back.
Stab me. Spent some time waiting alone in the tavern's dining area. It's already been hours since Mr. Moore and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. You hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door. You've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop. Even from here, you can tell their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated.
Looks like they're gonna be a while.
Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around. Bring out the small chessboard that you've carried around since you were a child. Chess can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that.
Checkmate.
You win against yourself. This time is black.
I've played 10 games already, and I've won 7 out of 10 times as black.
Hello?
Statistically, white is more likely to win.
Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud.
So why am I performing so much better when playing as black?
Hello? You still don't notice her. You're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them.
Am I becoming overconfident as white because it is a first move advantage? Perhaps that very advantage is affecting my choices and making me play in a suboptimal manner. If a personal quirk is making me play illogically, then I need to correct it.
Hey!
What? How long have you been standing there?
It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know where my dad is?
Your dad.
Flintheart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. McCoy. Occupation, mercenary. Ooh, that's a fun occupation.
Flintheart's speaking with my mentor right now.
Mm-hmm. Let me just double check something. Interesting.
Their last names are different.
They are different. D&D who wanted to find people for fish to make deals with, so they walked through dodgy alleyways hoping to be mugged. Yeah, sure, you can have some of my gold, but hey, would you like to talk about my Lord and Savior, the Archfey?
Hey, what's your name? Can I have your name?
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I just need you to sign this paper. Just, it's just saying, like, it's for my company, They just want to, they want to make sure I'm getting mugged. They just need your signature right here.
It's like a cult waiver.
Yeah.
It's like the cult of the Archfey takes no responsibility for any personal harm that comes with.
Oh, I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done?
No, I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now.
Here, Flintheart and Mr. Morrow's voice is getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone?
No, I'm playing against myself, actually.
Oh, that's... You feel a judgmental stare. Honestly, I'm judging him too.
Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it.
Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself.
That's...
Relax, I'm just joking. Anyways, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game?
No, you know how to play?
Sure, I've read about this before. She's read about it? This table is so dusty. Celeste takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set her side of the board,
Pantheon Dark was great. She was a person who was turned into a dragon by her patron, also a dragon, and got her memories removed.
And she was just going into dark alleyways like, hey, do your memories hurt? Do your memories hurt? Do they burn in your brain and cause you unnecessary pain? I can fix that.
I can... The low price of your soul.
Just sign right here. It just takes your name. You might need a new one after, but it'll be fine. She stares at one of them confused. How do I arrange these things again? Part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now.
Here, I'll arrange them for you.
Thanks.
Checkmate.
Oh, she got fools mated. Oh, she got fools mated. Oh no. Oh no, she got fools mated. Fucking jealous. I'm jealous. If only. Wait, what? Already? How did you do that?
I'm telling you, this game is so good.
Yeah. Tortured and scarred by her patron. Not cool.
I mean, some
but that
people are into
first effect you mentioned was pretty cool. I guess technically that was the second, because I think like getting the memories removed is probably first. The second effect you mentioned is pretty awesome, and I kind of wish I could have that. The third effect is not great. Rematch me.
People are into that.
I want a do-over.
Sure, why not?
It's not as if you have anything better to do. Celeste's brow furrows as she tries to decide her next move. But she hasn't realized that the game is already finished. Here! She moves her knight into position to attack your queen. It should have stopped your assault on her king, but...
Checkmate.
A scholar's mate this time. That's mate in 4.
Yep.
That's a mate in 4.
Yep.
From the start of the game.
Yeah, she's improving.
It's not hard to improve from Fool's Mate. Like, literally, if you could make an awful move and still not be in Fool's Mate. What? Come on, how do you keep doing that? You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flintheart and Miss Tomorrow's discussion is becoming louder. Doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon.
Wow. Wow, Cake. Wow.
It's also just mean to me. Again, I'll definitely beat you this time.
Actually, no, yeah, because Cake, that means that I'm not the fool. So I'll take that, actually.
No, what am I to you?
A great friend.
Yay.
The supposed IQ makes no difference to that.
Someone who's clearly never played before. She's quickly improving with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. The way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. Huh?
Yeah.
That's...
Some people are just geniuses. Checkmate.
Okay, apparently Tyrion's just better than that. Better than a nationally ranked noble. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Tomorrow emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart. Both look mentally exhausted. Looks like negotiations didn't go well. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Ranked doesn't mean good. 0 is a rank. I mean...
Yeah?
If you say somebody is ranked, though, that sort of implies that they have a rank that isn't 0.
Because 0, it qualifies for unranked.
Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. Wonder what their discussion was about.
What's this, some kind of game?
Mr. Moore glances at pieces on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional. Is that why you're wearing a suit?
No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney.
An attorney? Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way.
Aye, sorry for refusing you after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends.
Sad. You wonder what he meant by that.
Well, if you notice, Celeste has an arcane art.
Yeah, I did notice. Have IQ. Well, yeah, if you think about it, well, IQ, how the theory behind it is that 100 is supposed to be average, and it's like a bell curve. So, like, most people are centered, like within, like, a standard deviation of 100, and then, like, it gets less and less common the further you get away.
I mean, IQ is also just, like, fake, but, you know.
It is, yes, but that's the theory. That's the supposed theory behind it.
The way that they test for IQ, Cake, is in a very subjective way that basically does not prove an objective mean. An objective means to quantify someone's intelligence.
Yeah, IQ is generally at an IQ test. Exactly,
it.
And that's why IQ is bullshit. And just because I have 70 doesn't mean I'm not smart.
Yeah, and that's why I think IQ is bullshit. How much did you get on your test? 30.
I got a 70. That's a passing grade, right? Right?
Close enough.
How? Mean to me? Anyways,
ban them.
It is getting late. They do have that artist badge, though.
They do have that artist badge.
The other badge next to it, don't really care.
But also the bit. The bit.
Nah. Anyways,
Nah.
It is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning.
She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late.
I guess you have a point.
We have plenty of empty rooms that you can stay until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way.
Well, if it's not too much trouble, we might as well stay here until tomorrow. The tavern is shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You're left in the dining room with Miss Tamora.
So, I take it that negotiations didn't go well.
No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages.
Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help.
It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. She had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs, but she seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tamora. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right.
Thank you.
Awkward silence hangs near as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. Reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops before entering her room. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good?
Not at first, but she got a lot better as he kept playing.
No, Cake, what happened was... I said,
I was right and Ari was wrong as you.
That's not what happened. I said there was a non-zero chance that Cake would appear. That was my logic, and I was correct.
We're gonna need to roll it back. We're gonna need to roll back the stream.
That's exactly what I said. You can go
Exactly
back
what
and
you
fact
said?
check it. Yeah. I said there was a non-zero chance that cake would appear.
Uh-huh.
Those are my
And
exact
I
words.
said that cake would appear.
My exact words were non-zero chance. I didn't say they
And I said
wouldn't
that-
be here.
And I said that cake would be.
Okay, you were more right than me. That doesn't mean I was wrong.
Exactly. You're wrong. I'm more right. You're wrong.
That's not how that works.
That is how it works.
Correctness is a spectrum, okay?
That's wrong.
What do you mean? Have you never gotten half a point off on one of your exams? On one question that was worth like 1 point, you didn't get like half a point off once?
Never.
Then you just got them wrong. I don't know what
I was either right or wrong.
That sounds like you don't know how to maximize points on test taking. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long.
No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoy playing against her.
I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age.
No, it's not like that.
Damn, everyone,
Damn.
every woman in this game so far is going after Tyrion for being horny.
It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play shogi against me.
Because shogi is clearly superior.
It's complete anarchy is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer.
It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess.
I say we ban cake.
Steve Jobs.
I propose we ban cake.
I would, but that leaves us with pie, and I'm not a big pie fan.
Okay, that's complete anarchy.
Certainly look at each other. Your position's already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. There are some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. But one day, I'll tell you everything. Oh,
Because that always turns out well.
sue for using your art.
When?
Hey Pendragon, are you okay if I call you by your name on stream, or would you prefer?
When?
Would you prefer not?
When? 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 When?
Okay. Hi Ed.
When? There you go. There's the bet.
Anyway, this girl has dead mentor written all over her.
Right. I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney.
You are. I know you are. The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyways, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow.
Right.
Lord knows he's gonna be fighting. Ooh, you completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you. As you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. Fairly certain you're dreaming right now. Some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. Oop. see a woman in the far distance. Yeah. Tyrion sees a woman. He's going nuts right now.
He's going insane.
She's staring directly at you.
What presents?
She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. Is she trying to say something to you?
Finally found. I finally found you, Heavensborn.
You're jolted wide awake. Yep, make a sanity roll. Yeah. Can't exactly remember what that woman said to you. Like hell. Like hell. I can go back and look at the history. That's what she said.
Well, I can't remember, and that's all that matters.
Okay. I remember, though. Whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour.
Calm down. It was just a dream.
At least that's what you try to tell yourself. Please, just let me explain.
I don't want to hear it.
Hear the voices of Celeste and Flintheart ring out from downstairs. Must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about this hour?
I want you out of my house. Out!
Dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them.
What was that all about?
It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. As you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind.
Damn it.
Oh no, is that a fantasy gun? Slowly make your way out of your room, but the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you.
I cast bullet.
You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness.
Sorry, I just heard... Right, I forgot you two.
His words trail off.
Is everything okay?
No. No, it does not seem so.
Sorry, I'm just going to...
You awkwardly shimmy past Flintheart to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere. You arrive at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly, though, it's hard to tell with how dark the room is.
As a side note, it's really funny the words that we've made to express movement. We have shimmy, we have sidle.
Yeah.
Isn't one of the words like mantle? Isn't that a...
No, mantle is like that's like a title. Ambulate is fun.
Then?
You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance.
Celeste?
No answer.
Celeste, where are you? Ugh.
Merchant you spoke with before steps out from his shop holding a lantern. Appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making.
Oh, you're that kid from before. You have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right. Sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy. She's Flintheart's daughter.
Merchant's expression becomes a little colder.
Do you know them? What do you want with that bastard? That damn mage. What? This dude probably woke up half the street with all their yelling.
Was he really? Maybe he's thinking of Celeste, but
I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear any more noise, I'm gonna call the town guard.
before he can get a word in, the merchant walks back to his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching.
I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this.
I see your temper is as short as ever, Flintheart.
You!
Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Look so.
What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home?
You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking.
And what, you came all this way to convince me to stop?
You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family.
Huh, your word is as good as the dirt you lick off of King Olivier's boots. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you.
Flintheart, please. Someone you once called a friend, I'm only going to ask you one more time.
Friend? Friend! I'll be dead in the ground before I ever called the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense.
Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything. Things you probably shouldn't say to your murder victim before you attempt to murder them. Kinda gives the game away. Damn it. Damn it! Flintheart, you fool! Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance.
Yes, sir. By the scaled lord, what did you... You killed him.
Alert the town guard. Tell them you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her.
At once, sir.
I've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I going to do now? Hear a faint voice. Could it be? Oh! As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile.
I've been looking all over for you.
I'm rich. Whoa, slow down there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's getting a little too real.
I propose we ban cake.
Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up?
Yeah, is everything okay?
It's nothing. It was just an argument. But from the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. Suppose that it's none of your business. You decide not to pry further.
I don't know what you mean, cake.
Have you been looking for me all this time?
I have.
Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back.
What about you?
I think I'm going to stay out a little longer. I know that you should mind your own business, but...
I'm sure whatever happened between you two is nothing you can't talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Mr. Moore and I get into fights too. No matter what happens, we were always able to talk through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, I just...
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, he's not a bad guy. Made her a little happy.
Too bad her dad's fucking dead.
The characters don't know that yet. Dramatic irony. You're right. Let's go back.
What?
You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. but it's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor.
Is that the Inquisition?
What?
The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic.
As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin.
She's not a mercenary for nothing.
True. Nobody expects the Arcane Inquisition. They certainly didn't. What? No. No! She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. Wonder what that could be. Do you know what that could be, Noah? What could that be?
Maybe she saw her pet cat. Like with a rat in her mouth.
Oh. She drops to the ground in tears.
What voice should I give him? I know. No, this guy's obviously like at least age like 50, right?
There
she is. Celeste McCoy, by authority of the Living God Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Oh yeah, he's 64.
Yeah.
This man should already be dead.
Yeah. It's a miracle. Modern wonder he's still alive. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the 3 knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her.
What are you doing to her? What's going on here?
Tyrion! Miss Tamora approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay.
Miss Tamora. Bah. I should have known that it was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Tamora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here?
I'm surprised myself, but from what I understand, Flintheart McCoy has been murdered.
Murdered?
Sure, why not?
If you had accidentally clicked load, that would have been very funny.
It would have. Follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Mr. Morris, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder. Due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Could she be a mage? Could she?
Could she?
Could she?
Could she?
There's just no way to know. There's just no way to know.
Aria, there's something called dramatic irony. I don't know if you've ever... This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney.
Anyways, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed.
Her trial is in an hour. How has she not been processed yet?
I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You don't need to use the eye to know that's a complete lie. So, you're really planning on defending her? Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer?
I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that.
I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but...
Hey.
Hey.
A magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them. This is an attorney's runestone.
If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. You begin to tear up. You've worn one of these ever since you were a child. It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys. It's a badge.
They know what they were doing when they were writing this.
Don't cry, Cuthbert.
Sorry.
Anyways, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you. Damn it. You knew that they'd try to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly.
Ugh, what's with all this noise?
This is too real? Damn right it's too real.
Yeah, of course it's fucking real. You're that knight from the tavern. It's Commander Orm White to your kid. I don't think I can keep this up. Ugh, I had a feeling tomorrow I'd be sniffing around this place. They didn't expect her to send a kid to do a dirty work.
Commander, he says that he wants to talk to the mage.
And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she?
Well, she hasn't been processed. Commander White looks confused for a moment.
The hell kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Let him through, you idiot!
Yes, sir. He's white. The knight leads you through the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. Oh, what? The prisoners aren't happy? Imagine.
Yeah, no one's happy to be there, I guess.
Pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. We've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. I've never felt this much concentrated despair before. Oh! It's you! Celeste is lying down on the cold floor of one of the dungeon cells, but she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here?
Mr. Mora told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry.
I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? And why are they blaming me for it?
I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there are elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you?
There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yes, I am.
Do you have noble blood?
Of course not! Why would you say that?
Sorry, the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood.
I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flynnhart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. It would probably be best not to push the matter further.
Anyways, you were probably arrested because you're a mage.
What?
A crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time.
Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell.
The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour.
What? No one told me anything. Damn it, they weren't even planning on telling her?
If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial.
Right. I forgot that you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me?
After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing.
They're part of the kingdom. Do we even have a chance? It's hopeless.
Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you.
What?
Sorry, it's something I have a habit of saying.
No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear this entire situation is bittersweet for her. Because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene.
If Chekhov's gun is any indication, we're killing a god.
Oh, neat. You were confident before, but you begin to
We're
doubt
also
whether
killing
or
a
not
king.
You can really do this.
You know, man, king, or god.
Yeah. Probably gonna kill a man too. That's pretty cool.
So we're killing a man, we're killing a king, and we're killing a god. Wow.
Well, if you think about it, there's probably some element of divine right to rule. And the king is a man. So...
if we kill the king, we kill them all?
yeah. It's efficiency.
Nice.
Kill 3 birds
Nice.
with 1 stone.
Nice.
Everything's
Where's the
happening
gun?
Chekhov has it. You're gonna have to borrow it.
Oh. Sorry, Chekhov left it on top of the countertop, though. It might be used later.
Everything's happening so fast. It feels unreal. I mean, if I just... Hold on. I want to see how far this is going to scroll.
I was going to say, does it scroll, like, off the screen?
This is a surprise tool that will help us later. I'm just going to wait. We're just going to wait. We're going to see how far this is going to scroll.
And just jam out to the jazz. Insane in the Rain is such a good artist. They also got Shady Cicada, which basically does synthetic music and
Okay.
that kind of shit, and is very, very good at it.
I'm waiting for the DVD logo. This is exactly what this is.
It's almost there.
Oh. 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 It's gonna keep
Is
going.
it gonna loop around? Yeah, is it gonna loop around though?
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really have faith in that. I don't think the developers thought that somebody would sit here so long that a thought would scroll all the way off the screen.
You know, I'm sure that they did. I'm sure that it crossed their mind. Then they're like, but if they're sitting this long, it means that they read it.
True.
Feel bad for that one person who is like clicking through this game, got to this, and then like was called by their parents for some errand or chore, and then was gone for like 20 minutes, and so just couldn't read the scrolling text.
Such a long silence. Yeah, she...
So, sorry, Celeste. I'm just waiting for your thoughts to disappear.
Yeah. We need your head to be empty. Okay. I mean, honestly, it's still like you can still like tell what she's thinking from here. Just slowly drift left. Like American internet dial-up noises. America online dial-up noises.
Just the dit.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
I'm gonna get some water while we're in a good break.
we're almost free.
We're at a good stopping point, so I'm just gonna get a drink.
She's sad, scared, and every thought is leaving her brain. I relate to her so much. So fast it feels. Oh, is Noah gonna miss it? Is Noah gonna miss the moment? Yeah, if you were asleep, If you were asleep, you would have missed fantastic content like watching a piece of text slowly scroll off the screen. Noah, you're gonna miss it. Noah, you're gonna miss it. He missed it. He missed the moment. Anyway, that's what it said.
Ah, damn, it's in the log, huh?
Yes, it is. But you missed the moment.
I did miss the moment.
No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll quit Celeste. I got my intonation way wrong on that last one.
A courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom.
Actually, entering the courtroom has taken a lot of wind out of your sails.
That's how I feel on test day.
I've never been here as an attorney before. Only ever acted as Miss Tamora's assistant. Mr. Trump, because they were looking right to left. There she is. The woman at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Mr. Tamora mentioned her before he went to see Celeste. What's her name again? You think it was Arya Steelwind.
The woman who has the fucking best musical theme I've ever fucking heard.
Arya Steelwind, occupation prosecutor. Feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you. Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Because it's working. Damn, that went unnecessarily hard for the judge. Shoot, I guess you can be the judge.
I'm the judge?
Yeah, because I'm already...
Court is now in session for this trial of Celeste McCoy.
Because I'm thinking I'll probably end up being, like, I'm Celeste and Arya. You're...
Yeah, that's fair.
And you're Tyrion. Yeah. And then we can kind of
Right.
trade off on witnesses.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is also ready, Your Honor.
He doesn't necessarily sound very ready.
Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. He's 80!
He is.
This man got raised by a necromancer! Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges.
The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage.
Wait, did she just say mercenary?
What? Wait, it changed!
Oh no, it was always bodyguard.
Don't you gaslight me. Don't you gaslight me. Don't you gaslight me.
I shit you not, by the time her dad died, her occupation had changed to bodyguard.
Don't you gaslight me. It said mercenary before.
You can check the logs.
Don't you gaslight me.
I don't know what to say.
Don't you gaslight me.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down.
Oh, right.
It's not exactly the first occupation you'd choose. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of arcane arts.
I see. So there was magic involved. Or there's magic involved. There you go.
Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. Locals reported hearing a loud commotion from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword.
I wonder if this will be updated later. Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic. And the alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but it has no magical properties. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name.
The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown.
I see. What an unfortunate turn of events.
Hi, Sieg. Welcome
Hey,
on
hi,
in.
Sieg. We're playing a Phoenix Wright spiritual successor, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like a same style of game.
Courtroom drama.
Yeah. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orm White to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Name's Orm White. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition.
Why the fuck does
We've
your
also-
voice sound like that?
How does mine?
Why the fuck does your voice sound like that?
Like, are you asking how I actually do that?
No, I'm in character. Why the fuck do you sound
yeah.
like that?
It's 4 years after I'm supposed to have died, so...
Okay, fine. Could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation?
Oh yeah. I'm self-conscious about my voice and all. We got a call late at night. Someone's discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. Defendant's soul was still inside of him. There were several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument that the body was discovered. The argument must have turned ugly, because the defendant killed the victim using a magic sword.
Ooh. Ooh.
Of course they're making it easy. It's the first fucking trial.
Of course.
The fuck do you expect, Arya?
Isn't that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
You know what? Cake? That's why it's reading. You can just read along. You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. Can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank.
Mr. Cuthbert?
Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right?
Need the remainder of the stream to be in voices that don't fit the characters. I'm sorry, I don't...
Your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamora today, but it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence.
Yep, this case is pretty open and shut.
No, wait.
This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty.
What? That means... Are they gonna execute her?
No. Not again. You seriously going to let that happen again? Tyrion! Celeste grabs your shoulders
Can
and
you-
shakes you out of your panic.
Can you check the logs real quick again? The text log.
Sure.
Ah, you can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Since that's a flashback, I was wondering if the age thing in the text box might have been updated for it, but it's not important anyway. Because I'm sure we'll get exposition on that.
Yeah, for sure. It's the first case. There are 4 more. Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to...
Stop. Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do it the same way you play chess.
What?
I don't know, you were just so calm and focused when we were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces? That doesn't make any sense. And yet, take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth, each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle.
My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness. Very well.
There we go. Thank God that worked. Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that his testimony is false. Yeah, you clue, spell, or profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present button and present the contradicting evidence to move forward.
Because this is Act 1, Sieg.
Yeah. We can't let Cake die now. They're too important.
Important is not the word I would use.
Well, we have a starting soon screen now, so they're important.
I thought you were going to say they have outlived their usefulness. We could press.
Actually,
We could
yeah.
press everything.
We could press everything. Do you want me to, though?
I don't care. It all on you.
With this character? Are you certain you want me to?
It doesn't kill my voice, it just doesn't fit the character. So, you can do whatever. At what time exactly did you get this call? And who discovered the body?
The call came in at 1:25 a.m. As for the witness who discovered it, he wanted to remain incognito.
It's not unusual for witnesses to stay anonymous. It's well within their right. This would be a lot easier if you could question the witness directly. What happened when you arrived, Commander? Yeah.
How did you know this sword was my client's?
The sword is made out of some kind of special alloy. I think it was forged out of the country or something. It'd be hard to mistake something like that.
We also have several eyewitnesses who verified that the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off.
But even if the sword belongs to my client, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him.
Oh well.
At least there's no hold it every single time.
True.
Hold it! How did they know it was my client and the victim that were arguing?
You're all right, huh? You had to have heard them too. Every witness was thought to know it was them.
Well,
Your Honor, it's clear the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. Well, they've got you there.
that's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime?
The tavern has been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamura were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her.
Well, it's a given that Miss Tamora didn't do this, and it'll be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene. Can't help but feel that there's something off about what he just said. Shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that will actually make this easier. Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in his logic. Just need to compare every statement to each piece of evidence in your notes. Once you find a contradiction, present that piece of evidence to the contradicting statement. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
obviously the sword.
I was
it's
going to
not
say
magic.
it's your attorney's badge. It's your attorney's badge.
True! No, it's the sword. It's not magic.
Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword.
And then either no or stabs me with a cake knife, and you figure out who with cross-examination.
Am I correct?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene.
I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that.
Give me a second. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit. Okay.
The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon.
What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course, that's what killed him.
That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body?
What?
To leave a trace like that, the wound would have had to be created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it is entirely mundane.
That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill them, then why was it in the body?
Yes, I find that quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterward.
The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damn mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic.
That may be, Commander. But why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. Now, if anything, this series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim. And then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
Don't get ahead of yourself.
What?
Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. Claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. Wouldn't the simpler explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic.
The emote is help, I'm being stabbed by Arya.
You can't prove anything.
Wait, that's not much of a cross-examination now, is it?
I mean... Objection. Your Honor, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts the witness statement.
Alright, a lot. I think that's where we're going with this.
I also just love the UI.
Yeah.
The UI is so fucking smooth in this game.
It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. The defendant over there, the spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there is traces of transmutation magic on the wound.
So her spell compendiums...
Oh, that's it. Great, sorry.
Yeah, I'm the narrator. Even though,
You're the
like,
narrator.
sometimes it's Tyrion and sometimes it's not. So her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. Spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell.
Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you?
No, I left it at the tavern after... Well, you know. If you can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. Commander's testimony was a lot vaguer this time. If you can press his statements, you might be able to find new information that you can use against him.
I also do like how calm Tyrion is compared to, like, Phoenix.
Yeah, it was for his first case as well.
For his first case, yeah. But, like, you know, Phoenix is always a fucking nervous wreck.
Of course, he's flying by the seat of his pants all the time. Let's press this one first.
Mage Blade.
It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor. I didn't realize that she led such a lethal lifestyle.
But anyways, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death.
The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion after all. That theory is a little far-fetched. But you'll need hard evidence if you want to disprove it. There's that one.
If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground? Now so. Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside of him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it.
We're right well ahead of you. We had our people scan the crime scene. And we found traces of transportation magic right under the body, just like you said.
Oh.
If you still don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene right here.
Oh, you fool! Oh, you,
You
fool!
fool! You fool!
Who's Arya? That's me. I'm Arya now. Hello.
You absolute gumshoe.
Oh? Why was this picture not brought to my attention?
There's no need. This entire place is open and shut.
Oh, you absolute fool.
You
Oh.
you absolute gumshoe.
Okay, I don't actually quite know what I'm looking at here. I guess that's like what the transmutation magic looks like. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. I've seen pictures of a dead before, but it feels different now that the body is of someone you knew. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. The shape is a little weird, isn't it? Oop! Girl saw something she doesn't like. What was that just now?
See it right in this.
You can see it right in this photo. She killed him with a stab from a front.
Hint, hint, hint. Hint, hint, hint. Or do you want to press everything else?
Let me just double check.
Autopsy, autopsy, autopsy.
Oh, that's interesting. Also, I would have gotten there, by the way.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
I would have gotten there.
No, no, no. By the way, I have played this over like 2 years ago now. So I don't remember anything either.
See, this is what catches my attention more. The bottle having traces of the magic on it.
Do note that your mouse has disappeared.
Oh,
So if you're mousing,
It's probably never been on in the first place. Let me.
yeah, I know. But if you're mousing over something, we can't see it. Is what I mean.
Capture cursor. There we go. The broken bottle up here, if you can see my mouse now.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. What denotes magical traces? I think it's the hexagons.
It should be the hexes.
I think it's the hexagons. But that's interesting. That's interesting. The bottle was, like, covered in it. Alright, buddy.
Objection!
You can tell that you're right because the music stops.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems that you presented another glaring contradiction.
Oh yeah? Almost thought.
You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front. Am I correct?
Yeah? You can see it plain in that picture. So where's your contradiction?
That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows that the victim was stabbed from the front. But the autopsy report says that he died from a stab from behind.
What?
Objection!
Orm, you were supposed to release everything that you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me?
There was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn maid.
Murmurs ring out across the gallery. It didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was. They wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from the back. But this photo clearly shows that the sword entered from his front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created.
That's crazy. You honestly expect us to believe that?
Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way?
Look, it's really simple, right? You just stab them all the way through with the hilt first.
Just go handle first, eh?
Yeah, we're just you just hit the witness with the hammer. Just lean over the bench like, what are you saying?
Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword?
Yes.
I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side. This is their theme. This is their theme.
Ooh. Ooh.
It does not have to go this hard. It does not have to go this.
Ooh.
It does not have to go this hard. I fucking love it.
It appears that I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. But you've still got ahead of yourself.
Really, Mrs. Steelwind? I believe that Mr. Cuthbert has adequately cast doubt on your case.
Oh, did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Flintheart McCoy, then who did? that is the most reasonable reaction. It's like, yeah, here's why my client couldn't have done it. Okay, but who did do it then? Who did it then? That's the most reasonable reaction.
God, this music goes so hard. How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out.
Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence. But one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound and the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? You don't like where she's going with this. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. And that mage is your client.
What?
The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question.
I see, that certainly does change matters.
Kira is registered. Yeah, but I think... I mean... I don't think the person who actually killed him is unregistered. He just traveled there and then traveled back at night.
I can't say the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there is still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant.
Damn it, you almost had them.
There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned.
Technically, yes, we were the last person with the victim. Like we could admit to that, but you know, we're the attorney. That doesn't really count. Hello, Cuthbert. As you walk into the courtroom with Celeste, you're greeted by Miss Tamora.
Miss Tamora, you're here.
You recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. I feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all of that. Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together. Once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. Hey, that's useful.
Oh, I should be the one reading that, right? Celeste McCoy's Spellment Compendium. It contains the following Mage Blade. For the duration of this spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of this spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube.
My spell compendium? I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. Thought it'd be best for you to have it.
So, this is your spell compendium, and it only has one spell.
Mage Blade.
This means that the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell.
It will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else.
You mean Prosecutor Steelwind?
You can still remember her ripping glare. Gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it, but this is also her first trial. Really? I thought that her experience would make for a good first opponent. But that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. Makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean?
I'm still just not over that. How should I know?
It's
like
such
I know
a reasonable reaction.
Well, I know that it was supposed to be a 1-2 of how should I know? It's not my job. It's the police's, right? But just the perfect timing of how should I know? So good.
Steelwind, I didn't read all
Our
that.
powerful noble house.
Yeah, Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are one of the few who directly answer to the king. Most members of their house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military, so it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that.
Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes.
Right. Now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions. Namely about that argument you had with your father.
Oh. You see the bailiff staring daggers at Celeste. Looks like they're waiting to take her back to her cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bring up her argument with Flintheart may have struck a nerve.
I'll also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something.
You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice.
Right. There's still a lot of things we don't know about.
As much as I hate to admit it, their skills of deduction far surpass mine. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. You arrived back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up.
I'm sorry. Can you hide the text box real quick?
Sure.
That corpse outline is really doing a jig. Look at it.
No, it's a dead person. It's the outline
But
of a
he's
dead
dancing.
person.
But he's dancing. Look at him. He's having a jolly old time.
Huh. Interesting.
Remember, the Inquisition is not good at their job.
Interesting. It's like a Keith Haring
It is
painting.
like a Keith Haring painting.
Teleportation for circle for use. With that circle, you can magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?
Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. Looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene.
I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do.
Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my own kid.
I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case.
Huh, as if I'd help the likes of you. I saw who your boss is, and I know what you're up to. Otherwise, probably sent you here to con me.
What? I'm just looking for some information.
I like a story.
He was cooperative before when he let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he angry that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you'll need to persuade him through an argument.
Yeah, we'll start an argument with them.
Start an argument.
It helps prepare
Oh,
before
nice.
starting an argument with someone. Talk to Orm or present items to him to build his profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you'll receive more information during the argument. Or you could just argument, I think.
Okay, but that just
You could just start it.
skips a ton of other
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
I want to know about the Inquisition and the mages.
Fair enough. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly?
Trying to play a fight with me?
No, I'm just genuinely curious.
Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic.
Crimes like this happen often.
Nah, maybe once in a blue moon.
Makes
They
sense.
happen a lot more now that we're here.
Yeah. Most mages are in the nobility, after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law.
You must have an easy job then.
You got that right. The invisible exists to clean up the nobility's messes.
Doesn't seem that happy about that.
Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages?
You're damn right I do.
Wow. He didn't even try to deny it.
If you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. And you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. And don't get me started on mage blight. If some noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage.
I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that,
My job is sweeping nobility's crimes under the rug.
sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate.
Oh, you're the right of it.
They also just dropped like a huge lore bomb with it that I was too busy talking in like a fucking squash voice to enunciate, but
Yeah, no, the Inquisition isn't really around to to police the crime. They're there to sweep noble crimes under the rug.
oh no, I was talking about Mage Blight.
Oh, yeah, Mage Blight. Yeah, that makes sense.
Anytime a noble's involved in a case, I'm ordered the other.
You don't seem very happy to do that. Why would you stay in this line of work?
Because every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. You can't go after the nobles, but then the other mages fell game. Or at least they were before your boss showed up.
I mean,
It sounds like my boss is just doing her job well.
yeah. Boss, does he have something against Miss Tamara?
I'd have to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Tamara?
Huh, Miss Tamara. I know you're her lucky or something.
No, actually, she's my guardian.
Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two. No girl will ever come from associating with her.
This is about the rumors, isn't it?
Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Miss Tamara. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manner of illegal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. We'll see about that.
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, she came to this place, to the tavern, like, very secretively, and like, you know, not wanting to share with Tyrion what's been going on. So, I don't think we can take that given. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf.
It's more than just rumors, I've seen it for myself. Our woman is evil, kid. She defends mages.
She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. Sorry, my voice just kind of fucked up there. She's not evil, she's a hero.
Are you making fun of me?
Yeah, whatever.
Whoa, what happened to your voice?
Sorry, I've been sick. I've been smoking some packs to help my lung cancer.
It seems unusually hostile towards you, and you have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. If you can clear up this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Start an argument?
Hell yeah, we start an argument. Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Commander
Oh.
White is stubborn and stuck in his ways. He seems to have a grudge against Ruby Tamura and will react negatively to the defender. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with me, Commander White?
You should know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you?
Smoking in preparation for a career in voice acting. Ruby Tamura is a crooked
Tomorrow's a
lawyer.
crooked lawyer. Does your boss not tell you what she gets up to?
Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to elocute to convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. When prompted for an elocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. You have no right to throw big accusations against me or Miss Tamura. Regardless of what Miss Tamura has done, I'm the one heading this case. And it doesn't matter how you feel about me or Miss Tamura, what matters is that my client deserves a fair trial with fair representation.
I think that one.
Regardless of what Miss Tamura has done, I'm the one heading this case. Whatever problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me.
That still doesn't change the fact that you work for her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of silly shit in the cases I've worked.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm just, it's funny. It's like, you know, you saying shit in that voice.
Well, shit! Forgery, bribery, blackmail, all that shit, you name it, she's got it. You're just another shitty crook. But you're just successful for the devil of defense attorneys.
I'm not Ruby Tamura. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. Forgery, bribery, blackmail? Have you seen me do any of those things? Because all I've done so far is point out the mistakes that you've made. Me being her successor has nothing to do with it.
Okay. If you defend yourself against personal attacks. It's one of these two. I've got health.
I'm not Ruby Tamura. Doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an...
And do a tongue twister in that voice.
How much work can we check?
Yeah, it sounds like you're choking. Do you need... Do you need me to call an ambulance?
Not yet. Wait till I eat a carrot. I don't know if I told you, but I have an allergy to carrot. And every day at lunch at my job, they serve something with carrots. So I'm like, I guess I'll die.
Look, Dad, I'd like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen her do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. And on top of that woman can be anything more than a crook.
I have no proof that she's a crook. Nothing I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior?
These two, like, kind of the same. It's like, I haven't done anything to give you reason to suspect me. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior?
Let's defend.
You have no proof that she's a crook, and you don't have any proof that I'm one either. Honestly, I have the health.
Yeah.
And I think it would make sense. It would be logical to have them do each of the 3 options. Okay, we're gonna metagame it a little bit.
We're metaing. Her way of teaching me was ruthless, I'll give you that. But the only thing that she taught me was how to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior?
Look, the
I
metagame
am allergic to
argument.
carrots.
The metagame argument always wins.
It's not like a fatal allergy. My mouth just gets scratchy and my throat, it gets a little harder to breathe, but like I don't die if I eat a carrot. But it's still something that I would like to avoid.
You just want some info, right?
Yes, that's all I'm asking for.
Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this.
You successfully persuaded Orm White.
Even carrot cake.
Alright, the murder weapon.
This probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that the sword is the murder weapon.
Well, I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there.
Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene?
If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't.
That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it?
Well, let's say the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it.
You think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern?
Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well.
Or they hid it in plain sight. Killed two idiots nuts. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I mean, it doesn't kill me. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during an investigation.
Oh, settle with that. I would an earful from Steelwind about that mess. Well, you don't have to worry about me muffing things up. Steelwind's basically taking over the entire investigation.
Wait, does she have the authority to do that?
Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than going against orders from a noble.
Right. There's definitely a strange power dynamic between them.
But honestly, that girl sweats details too much. She even had my men drop a scale map of the crime scene.
But, really? Do you have a copy?
Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much that'll do you.
You know, normally in games like these, when the prosecutor, like the very intelligent prosecutor, needs something that you can tell is going to be very important.
Oh, wow. Like, properly scaled. Okay. Girls out here making D&D maps, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was about to say, those squares look very familiar. I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true.
A plain on her ass is what she is. Damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. Honestly, I have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work.
I heard that she's from a renowned noble house. She must be a pretty powerful mage.
Huh. Powerful is an understatement. The Steelwinds who came before could turn this entire town into a glass crater.
What? There's no way that's true. Right? Okay.
Examine?
Um...
Ah, yes. What do you think about this?
Well, I don't know what you're expecting me to say. Not much to say about that.
Boo. Nothing for the attorney badge. Boo.
Wait, a second creature shit. Mimic.
Okay, well. Let's take a look around.
You can examine a lot here, too.
Yeah.
It's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. Adam Everley, politician of the Penitic.
I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations west of her.
I like how White appeared behind the picture. As if it matters.
I was just pretty much a surrender in whenever election they have.
An election? Was Flintheart studying democracies for his little revolution?
It's a painting of a mage, and there's some text on it. Samala Daglian, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts. He mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored that he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Daglian quickly lost control of its magic. His body was never found. Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident. But if that's true, where did he end up?
Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic.
That might explain why Flintheart keeps it in his tavern.
Or maybe he's the man in question.
Interesting theory.
Once again, I have literally forgotten everything about this.
It's a modern-looking lamp mounted on the wall.
It's a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this.
Bah, artificer is just another form of magic.
No, actually, artificery draws from the surrounding ley lines.
I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyways, look where artificer got these forks. Now arcane power cell broke and they haven't had any power for weeks. Well, nothing but good old oil and flame.
Spoken like a true arson. The McCoy Inn is outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery. However, the arcane power cell has been broken for weeks and the lamps can't be turned on.
I think we're going to use that to prove that another mage was here.
Perhaps.
That's kind of a really damning piece of evidence. Chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where
Doing a little
Flintheart
jig.
died.
Doing a little jig. Man, you can never trust those necromancers.
Does it though? The outline matches the picture that the Inquisition took. Does it though? What's that other arm doing?
Necromancy.
Can magic-like transmutation magic be stored in bottles? I mean, it's small enough it could be affected by Mage Blade, if that's what you're asking. Nothing seems out of place here. There's a broken bottle on the floor, shattered close to the chalk outline of the body.
The label has the words lotus juice on it, and it's not the wrapper.
I've never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign.
The shattered remains of a glass bottle. You found it next to Flintheart McCoy's body. The label says the words lotus juice. Did no one get the lotus juice reference that I made? Okay.
No.
It's the rapper that did the music for Persona 3.
Oh.
The Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp out right here. I wonder why they're not using those instead.
Why I can't. Famed
I feel like
magic magic lover Orm White.
The Inquisition just brings me as like that one tech meme where it's like I keep a printer from the 1950s and I'm ready to shoot it with a gun if it makes a weird noise.
Yeah.
It's like that, but just with like a magic.
Found everything you can there, but what does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found, and there's no obvious evidence of another person at the scene.
Yeah, you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden.
Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything else disappear from the world.
Hey, you listening?
So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death.
What?
What can we tell about how Flintheart died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death?
Flintheart.
This is one of my favorite parts.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite parts of this game is that unlike Phoenix Wright, where it's like really just a huge multiple choice thing. Sometimes this game just gives you choices that you have to actually reason through, like this, where it gives you basically like a combination lock, and there's so many combinations that it's really hard to brute force.
I think this one's right.
Yeah,
I think this is
obviously
correct, though.
No. One down on the 4th one.
Oh, true.
And then no, and then the fourth one on the right. Just
Ooh,
take
Return
that
of
one
the
down.
Obra Dinn.
No, Flintheart attacked Flintheart after the murder.
Celeste framed Celeste before the murder. No. Flintheart didn't move during the murder.
Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
There's also the autopsy report which says that he died from a stab from behind. He's probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened at the exact position he fell over.
Ooh.
Geometrically scaled map of the crime scene. Flintheart died at the location of the V mark. This is the location where the murder must have occurred. There's also the shattered bottle of lotus juice.
I want to take a peek. Whenever something gets
Yeah.
updated, I always want to take a peek. Yeah, I'm going to take a peek at some of these as well. Okay. How did the bottle shatter?
How did the bottle shatter? I doubt it means anything, but the shattered bottle is right next to the body.
Flintheart dropped the killer after the attack.
Man literally just fucking dropped him. Sorry for the crumbling. I'm eating gummy snacks.
No, Flintheart died at the exact location where
No,
the attack
Flintheart-
happened. I've just been holding it at some point. Okay, then during the attack then.
Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that, we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. Flintheart McCoy was holding this bottle and dropped it during the murder.
What's so strange about that one bottle, though?
It may seem like an insignificant detail. That detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder.
You know, like Rehigh Boost in Dead or Alive.
There's also the fact that artificery lights were up. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Orem?
No, we had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. That is weird, too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness.
What can we infer about the state of the crime scene? So, they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights.
Crime scene had no lighting before the murder. I mean,
Probably during.
I'm getting so... It's... Look. These time frames are very... There's a little bit of subjectivity to them, and I feel like I'm being punished for being subjective wrong.
All I'm hearing is a lot of excuses.
It is.
Just do better. Sounds like a skill issue. Crime scene had no lighting during the murder. This means that the lights were not operational during.
Oh, I mean, I already had that one figured out though, but you know.
The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and probably in too much shock to run away. Also, the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart.
Kid?
The assailant attacked him from his blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned though? Was he distracted by something?
Kid,
What?
what was that all about?
Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts.
Oh, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out.
Right.
Anyways, you think you found everything you can here. You should move somewhere else.
Go upstairs.
Interesting. You can go back to the courthouse?
You can go upstairs.
I can go upstairs, but I can go to the courthouse?
You might see Arya there.
I'll do everything I can here first. You fuck!
Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
People keep seeing you here, they're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. Hiding upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. Seemed to be some kind of argument. Enough. I will do as I see fit. Maybe a steel wind, but this is my land.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're that defense attorney from the trial.
I am. I'm sorry, but who?
Ah, how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. Nobleman isn't exactly an occupation, but whatever.
It is. They get money just from sitting around and being noble. That's how taxes work.
As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial, as misguided as it may be.
I suppose that you also think that my client is guilty.
It does not matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility and the nobility alone. It is a symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule.
Time to kill a god. Time to kill a god.
Now that bastard child has tainted that symbol in the public eye.
All of that has nothing to do with her. This is an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all of it.
Even if she is innocent, charges have been laid and made public. Arcane art transmutation. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw him commit the murder, so you know.
We actually did see him commit.
We actually saw him do it. Like
We
the
like,
players
like,
saw him do it. So you know. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption.
So you're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent?
What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public will see is a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone would be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as is. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom?
That's
enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it.
what?
The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion.
Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father?
Doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine. It's hard to get a read on that woman. I mean, isn't it pretty clear?
I mean, considering that she just told the murderer to lay till the trial was over. No, it actually isn't.
Some candles lighting up the hallway. Look like they used to be part of the old architecture. Several doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Miss Tamora used, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. There's a door at the end of the hallway. Looks like it's seen some use recently. Try to open the door, but it seems to be locked. Perhaps someone might have a key to open it. Okay. file that away in my head. See what's going on at the courthouse. Oh, Cuthbert, you're back already.
Sorry, I guess I'm just a little lost about where to go next.
Okay. Yeah, Pierce kill Flintheart. It was,
It was right before we saw Tyrion. So there's like the cold open in the courthouse, and it was right after that.
yeah. Well, I suppose I can give you some guidance this time. About the investigation, here will almost always be able to assist you. You can speak to them about or ask them where to go next, right? But who knows? Maybe someone else might help you in the future. Maybe someone else
Don't
might.
look at don't look at the tutorial. Don't look at the tutorial. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. It's spoilers. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look.
Maybe
Don't look. Don't look.
Maybe someone else might help you in the future.
It's a spoiler. Don't look. Don't look.
Okay. Honestly, I don't really need her help at the moment. I'm just gonna head back to the barracks. Turn to the cell that Celeste is being kept in. Yep, everyone's in despair. And being despair fills your mind like a horrendous stench. Do your best to ignore the emotions of the other prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people. She going to be murdered? No, duh. She's the mentor character. She's gonna die. You see her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment. Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert.
There's no need to address me so formally. Just call me Tyrion.
Okay.
Anyway, I came here to ask you some questions about the...
Right.
I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us the trial.
No, there's no need to apologize. You did great. It was only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would have happened. But I still don't understand, though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body? Right, those traces of magic were on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magical residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They only linger around for 48 hours, and that gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell is cast.
Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day?
I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning. That explains why there was a trace on the sword, at least. Did the trace on my sword leave the magical trace on my dad's body?
No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made.
Really? What does that mean, then?
Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on it at the time. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence.
Can't believe this.
Could you tell me more about your father? Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened.
No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions.
Were you too close?
We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. Even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until... Until? Until what? Does this have something to do with the argument that they had?
I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Could you tell me about what happened?
For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. Not sure why, but if you even mention magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family.
But why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without...
Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. Most mages are in the nobility, so people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. So that's why she's a mercenary. Add it to your notes.
Celeste McCoy learned magic so she could support her family as a mercenary. Apparently many people will pay extra for a mercenary that can use magic.
Yeah.
Stream delay is great, by the way.
Yeah, you're really using stream delay to its maximum. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me. He told me that I'd betrayed him and his family.
I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how that must have felt.
I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyways. He showed me so much love and I just threw it all away.
Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you.
No, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me. And he died hating me. Feel a sharp pain in your chest as you see that thought.
So, there's a locked room in the tavern. It's the very end of the hallway upstairs.
Hey, okay.
I know topic change, but also
hey,
like
unrelated.
The Inquisition probably searched it already, but I just want to investigate. Sure.
Locked room at the end of the hallway. I think that's my room.
Do you know how I could get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated.
Feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste.
What's that look for? I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything.
Sorry, you're right. Here, you can use this key to get inside.
Key to Celeste McCoy's bedroom in the McCoy Tavern.
Alright, see ya.
See ya. Smell you later.
Use the key to enter Celeste's room. However, you're startled when you notice that someone else is already inside. Hey, hi, hello.
I saw you click away that text box. I saw you click away that text box.
Well, like, I've already told you knights everything that I know. What more do you...
Jesus Christ.
Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney?
I am. Who are you?
Oh, how rude of me. I'm Jolene McCoy. I'm Celeste's mother. Patient unemployed. I was at the trial this morning. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for my daughter. So this is Celeste's mother. Yeah?
The barmaid is the murderer.
Uh-huh. She might be able to tell you more about Flintheart.
About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? For science, you know? Purely for the investigation, nothing else, no other reason. No.
Mommy? Sorry. Of course, I'll do anything I can to help.
Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them. But on that night, it's like he was furious at Celeste specifically because she was a mage.
Oh, you must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when their argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her.
Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much?
Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago, Flintheart had a sister named Effie. When I was a child, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce.
Oh.
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 Oh. He was the son of the ruling noble at the time. Garrick Pierce. Isn't the nobleman that was speaking with Steelwind earlier? We were all inseparable at the time. He'd always sneak into town to play with us against his family's wishes.
Sorry. They probably weren't too happy about that.
He was quite rebellious back then, but he's a completely different person now. Everything changed.
Also, Sig, if you can't... Yeah.
Hmm?
If you can't tell, we can read thoughts and emotions.
Yeah. Like, that is too big. Yeah.
Yeah?
One day when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells that he'd learned. He was told not to use magic without his instructor there, but he was just too excited. He began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. Lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Effie. Oh.
That explains the painting.
Yeah, explains the painting. Explains why Flintheart was so, like, against mages. And explains why he fucking hated Garrick Pierce.
Did he cast enlarge on something?
Tried bringing her back into town, but by that time it was too late. She was already gone.
I'm sorry, that must have been traumatizing for all of you.
Next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used their connections to cover up what happened. Even threatened Flintheart's family into keeping quiet. For that, the official story was that Effie had been mauled by a wolf. It's not surprising. Nobility seldom take responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake like that.
Flintheart's sister died during an accident involving Garrick Pierce and his magic. Ever since then, he's hated magic and the mages who wield them.
Something changed in Flintheart after that. Really?
Really?
Yeah, no. Sister being murdered, that's fine. Wouldn't cause any major change in anybody. Began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that he'd gotten under his banner was terrifying. There's even talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste.
Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become a part of your family?
It all happened many years ago, back when the McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. Waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her.
And that baby was Celeste.
Yes. Flintheart and I had always wanted a child. Thought Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care, though. I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did, too.
Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time?
I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed, too. But I think that he didn't want to believe it. It's my fault. I should have forced him to see the truth.
I spoke with Celeste earlier. Fuck my sister. From cake?
What's she ever done for you?
She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage.
There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. Seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades that I'd seen him so genuinely happy.
They must have been really close. Sorry.
There's a 1-2 punch happening in chat, and I'm not touching it.
No. So it's a running bit in the server that Sieg and I share, where whenever someone mentions their sister, everyone who is online joins in, even if they're looking, just to ask, "Is your sister hot?" Everyone just like fucking crawls out from the shadows, back to normal.
Okay. Do you want to hear a story? Celeste had just returned from her travels.
Don't worry, Sieg. You're not going to prison today. I'm
She
explaining
wouldn't stop
everything.
talking about this foreign drink that she loved. I think it was called lotus juice or something strange like that. Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. Called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends. But in the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it.
I got you, Sieg. Is it really that rare?
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of lotus juice in the region.
Wait a minute. Wait,
Yeah.
so can we like present?
I think that's happening already.
Well, no, I'm talking like.
Yeah,
No,
we can
never
go and present.
Is this the bottle that Flintheart bought?
Show a picture of the shadow of the bottle that you found next to Flintheart's body. It is. Oh no. He's going to surprise her with it.
I found the broken pieces next to Flintheart's. I found them in the dining area.
That's strange. Been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it.
Really? When was the last time you saw it?
Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. So it wasn't just laying around in the bar. Decided to retrieve it after the argument.
Flintheart McCoy was
Oh.
holding this bottle and dropped it during the murder. Contained Celeste's favorite drink, lotus juice.
I think he was gonna try and mend the bridge.
Yep. Too bad he's fucking dead.
Yeah, that's a shame. It really is a shame that he was stabbed. Alright, I think you've investigated everything you can for now. Still one last thing you need to do. Get yourself for one last conversation with Celeste.
Are we gonna take a look at someone else first? To take a long look?
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know much about these things. No special dialogue for the attorney badge. 0 out of 10. Shit
Damn.
game.
Damn.
Actually, wait. Don't waste my time, Cuthbert.
Sorry. I wonder if you presented the attorney's badge during the first trial, like, you know, during
Yeah.
the first cross-examination, if you would have gotten it.
Okay. Oh, you're back. Did you forget something?
Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh?
Earlier, you said something that I just can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments.
You desperately want to reach her. She keeps believing that he hated her. That thought will eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone. He's just lying to make me feel better. But it looks like it won't be that simple. We'll need to win an argument
Yeah, I
against
thought
her.
so, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I said never mind about was, are we going to have to argue with her in order to present this evidence to her?
First things first, though.
First things first. Can you tell me more about this?
Oh, I don't really know what to say about that. Sorry. Should try something else. Okay. Father died hating her. But after seeing them together and learning about them, you know that can't possibly be true. Just need to convince her of that. Sorry, you went, hey bitch,
Hell yeah.
your dad loved you. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it, but everyone knows my father hated mages. He's always hated magic. There's no reason behind it. There's no
Yeah.
reason behind it.
Pretty big reason, actually.
Here's the reason.
I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic.
What?
When Flintheart was a child, he had a sister.
Cake, if you're surprised, you weren't listening. You weren't listening to
You definitely were not listening.
you missed what I said.
She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic.
I never knew. Oh yeah. Me going, mommy, sorry, doesn't count as a MILF joke, I guess. That doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. It was selfish of me to learn magic. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyways. Magic killed someone that he loved. No wonder he was furious.
But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down.
That's...
You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that.
Just shut up.
What?
Shut up! Just stop it! Whatever composure she had before is slowly breaking down. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. His final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him. I could see it in his eyes. There's no way he would ever forgive me. Slam dunk time.
Take a look at this picture, Celeste.
What? A shattered bottle? Wait. Is that a bottle of lotus juice?
You know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn.
What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyvern.
Your father knew how much you loved this drink. He called in quite a few favors just so he could have it imported for you.
What? He did that?
Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything.
That doesn't change anything. Isn't that all for me? It was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth.
That's not true at all.
What the hell would you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? I know the truth. There's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did.
It's not just the fact that he bought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered.
What do you mean?
Your mother said that the bottle was stowed in her room before your argument. But I found the shattered bottle in the lobby, where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. I can only mean one thing. He went out to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended.
What? Why would he have it?
It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you.
He was going to apologize?
Your father loved you, Celeste. And as tragic as it is, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter, working as a mercenary of all things.
Come on, Dad. You know I can handle myself.
I don't doubt it. You still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes.
They closed the inn, Dad. We won't be able to survive unless I do this.
Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. And we'll love you until the day we die.
Dad, how could I ever think that... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad. Celeste has been barely keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you. In this cold, dark place, she probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. Caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions.
Okay, now that
we won the argument.
Over,
let's go!
Now that the sad music's over, remember how he said we'll fucking died?
Sorry, you kind of cut out there. What'd you say at the end?
He said we'll love you until the end of our days. He fucking died.
Well, yeah. It's foreshadowing.
Yeah, foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's a thing called tragic irony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started. Thank you. But is everything really going to be okay?
I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. Doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're man, king, or god.
Completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before?
Please forget about that. Anyways, just take some time to rest. The trial's gonna resume soon.
With that, you've done everything you can for now. Learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even for your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Has Pierce told you all the details, Mr. Rudolph? Will you remember them?
Yes, I pride myself on my eidetic memory. Don't worry about my age.
Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve of this. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Tomorrow might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. Okay. It is 11:50. I did kind of plan on wrapping this up at midnight. But also, I kind of don't want to leave this, like, I'd kind of like to get through the first case today.
This is up to you.
How late is it, Cake? It's 11:50 p.m. It is almost February 2nd for me.
Yeah, for you.
Why not? I know it's the
This is very much up to you.
I
it's not that I don't care either way, but I'm. There we go.
I think I want to push forward because we don't know when we know we're gonna stream on Thursday, but we don't know how long that stream's gonna be, and that kind of has a hard deadline.
Yeah.
So let's
Happy
do it.
February 2nd, Sieg.
Happy February 2nd.
Is it Groundhog
Sieg.
Day?
Well, I don't think so.
When is Groundhog Day? When is Groundhog Day?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
February 2nd of every year. I'm fucking right.
Oh, damn. Okay. Happy Groundhog Day. Groundhog. Oh, Cake. This is brilliant. You know, it's a fantastic holiday here in the United States. So basically, what happens is there's this groundhog, right? I think it's in like the New York Zoo.
While you explain that, I'm gonna get some water.
Okay. He lives in the New York Zoo, right? Punxsutawney Phil is his name. So what they do is everyone gathers around, and then he comes out of his burrow, right? And then when if he sees his shadow on the ground, if it's sunny and he sees his shadow, that means we get, what is it, like 6 more weeks of winter? Hang on, wait. Let me double check my facts here. In case you can't tell, I don't actually care that much about Groundhog Day. Okay. So, Groundhog emerges from its burrow on the day and sees its shadow. It will retreat into its den, and winter will go on for 6 more weeks. But if it's cloudy, if it doesn't see the shadow, then spring arrives early. It's in about 6 more weeks. It is the most pointless holiday. And Punxsutawney.
I'm back with water. Have you told
Phil,
Cake that the groundhog's name is Punxsutawney Phil yet?
Yes. And I was wrong. It was in New York Zoo. It's Pennsylvania. And he derives the name from a town in Pennsylvania. It's sunny. Well, if it's sunny and
Punxsutawney Phil is a groundhog residing in Young Township, Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, States.
USA lore. Yeah, Pennsylvania lore.
This is probably like one of like the US's original holidays.
Yeah, it's also
like
really silly.
the US as a country.
It's also really silly.
It's really funny. Like, what the fuck do you mean that our winter is either 2 weeks longer or shorter depending on if Groundhog sees its fucking shadow or not? Alright, it's time.
Hello, Cuthbert.
Oh, hi, Mr. Morrow.
You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. Glad to see that you're finally getting used to things. So, what did you find in your investigation? Tell us more about everything you've learned over your investigation. Aren't a lot of clues that point to what actually happened.
Yeah, I know a lot of details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. This means I'll have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witnesses' testimonies.
Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you at all. Right, you almost forgot. Commander White appears to really have it out for Mr. Morrow.
Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Did something happen between you and Commander White?
Miss McCoy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel. Let's go, Tyrion. The trial's about to start. You should go. The judge is waiting.
Right. Hey, Bumbatron.
Hi, Bumbotron.
You got here just in time. There's about like 30 minutes left in our stream.
Another secret is left buried between you two. The shot of the judge still just goes unnecessarily hard. They didn't
so
need to
good.
go that hard for the
Court
judge.
is now resumed for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Let us review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presented some shocking oversights made to the investigation.
Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time.
I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease.
At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report.
It's Ace Attorney with magic.
Yeah, basically. We literally flipped a coin before we went live whether we were going to do this or investigations too.
We flipped 2 coins, actually.
We did. One to determine which one was on heads and on tails, and one to actually determine which one we played. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative, that a third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night.
This is where the cold open happened.
Yes. His eyewitness account will clear up what actually happened.
Interesting. It is my understanding the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous.
Supposedly, this witness was within the gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt that he couldn't stay silent any longer. So that's her plan. Why would the witness change his mind like that? Did Sealand persuade him? Or is something else happening here?
Very well. Let's hear from this witness. Of the aggressive text box flashing. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
My name is Rhys Reginald Rudolph. I'm a chauffeur of the equine variety.
Reese Rudolph, occupation servant.
Did it give us a starting soon screen? I don't remember that.
Is there a reference to it there? I think so. Isn't the blood stain down here in the bottom left a reference to that?
Ah. I thought that was just like one of us.
No, that's Miles Edgeworth being brained by Proto Badger.
Right? God, that was so good.
Legitimately terrifying.
Cause I knew that it was coming, so I just smiled and stayed silent.
Oh yeah, that was the first time you joined one of the streams. God, I love Investigations 1. Honestly, I just need to go back through, like games we've played on stream and, like, which ones... Yeah, blood is a reference to both.
We need to make, like, an all-star list.
Yeah. Ghost Trick has got to be up there, I think.
Missile.
Oh, wait, did I swap back to the game? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yes. But I'm unfamiliar with that profession.
He means to say that he's a carriage driver.
Oh, I see.
Alright, good night, Sieg.
See ya, Sieg. Thanks for joining and stopping by. Bleh. But in any case, it's my understanding that you found the... Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph?
Rudolph appears to be writing something in a notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before
Cake,
he's
shut
filled
the
an
fuck
entire
up.
page. Coming from you?
Isn't it 7 now? Mr. Rudolph.
You know what? I kind of just realized that the chat box is
Yeah, in the way? Yes.
a little bit. Not a ton.
I didn't say anything because I thought it was funny.
It kind of occurred to me that, like, oh, we should have chat box on. Wait, isn't the chat box already on and
You know,
kind of in the way?
instead of making it smaller, you could put it on the top left or the top right of the screen. Probably the top right.
Yeah, top right is not really anything happening. We'll do that.
Forgive me. I was merely taking notes on the people in this room.
Taking notes.
The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses.
I mean, it makes his testimony quote-unquote reliable, but also, that must be a fucking shitty compulsion.
Yeah.
I see.
Not when you've been awake since 4 o'clock.
Not... See, because Cake was about to go to bed at 4, which means that they were awake since before then.
Yes.
I think we might have made Cake pull an all.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. And I assume we'll receive an accurate testimony on how you found the body.
Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime as it was being committed. And I wrote down everything that I saw.
What? That is quite the claim. Hold on. This is important.
Okay.
No, we didn't. It's not our fault. Not at all.
It's not what that redeem is supposed to be used for, but whatever.
I don't know what it's supposed to be used for, so.
I'm not going to explain the joke. I'm not going to explain the joke. Not live on stream. I'm not going to explain the joke.
No. I don't know what this redeem is supposed to be used for. What is gaslight? I've never heard of it.
Gaslighting is a literary device. You
I see. If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until?
We had initially concluded that the evidence alone was decisive enough. Therefore, we saw no need at the time for his testimony. However, those circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial. Certainly the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here.
Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night.
I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. She removed her sword from Flintheart's back. As he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front. She soon realized that I witnessed her heinous crime. The body fell to the ground and fled the...
You know, honestly, I would have just killed the witness. If I
Same.
have a sword in my hand, and someone.
Tie up all
Hypothetical.
the loose ends.
Hypothetical, by the way. Hypothetical. I wouldn't actually murder someone, obviously. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But if I were to murder someone and someone witnessed it, then I would kill the witness too.
You can't leave witnesses.
Exactly.
Like, if someone walks into a room and 5 people are dead, it's like, who could have done this? There's no way we could know. But if 4 people are dead and 1 person's alive, they'll tell them, oh, it was Noah. Noah did this.
Exactly. It's like a game of Mafia, except you need to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Incredible. I wouldn't murder someone, hint, hint, wink, wink. But if I were to murder someone, hint, hint, wink.
Here we go. Got it. Done.
Suffer. If everything occurred as the witness described, then I see no room for debate.
Of course. The evidence has always been irrefutable. I don't remember seeing him when he left to look for Celeste. But it was pretty dark. Wow. Just leave that one right there, huh?
Celeste, did you see this man that night?
No, this is my first time meeting him. I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night.
So he has to be lying.
Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? She tries her best to heart it, but you can sense her restlessness.
It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility. Defense may now begin their cross-examination.
What does PD mean in your notes? If it's the quote that I'm thinking of, that's steroids. Performance-enhancing drugs. Yep, that's right. That's the one I was thinking of.
Well, you know what to do.
I mean,
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so.
Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight.
This is the cold open.
yeah.
The moment was burned into my memory.
I see. Well, it's funny that you say that,
How so?
because your entire testimony was a complete lie.
What?
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert.
My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. Dining room lights are artificery devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. However, that same arcane power cell was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide.
Wait, I can explain.
There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of the McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout.
The witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like.
Then the witness was clearly mistaken.
The witness records everything he sees in his notebook. He even remembers the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? I stand by quote 15, by the way. I stand by it. There's absolutely no context there, so I will stand. Now, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic. And due to the lack of power, it couldn't have been artificery. It must have been an arcane spell.
That's it?
What
Are
is
you-
it, witness?
Are you going to claim that she turned the lights on?
No, I'm just gonna claim that it's her magic.
I must have made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony.
What do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind?
If the witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him.
Wasn't your response something like, I expected this, but I'm still disappointed. And you, Mr. Cuthbert. If he thinks he saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out.
You'll tear through each of his lies no matter what he does.
I remember now. Yesterday, it was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic.
Also, I love how the music gets faster.
Yeah? Well, yeah.
I must have seen...
This is an Allegro cross-examination now.
Exactly.
I must have seen Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Mage Blade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow that I saw must have been created by Mage Blade.
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. I didn't notice the incantation was right up there. So,
Yeah.
Ooh. That's gonna be fun. Christian concentration. There's a lot of fun things that'll happen here. But anyway, yeah, obviously yellow radiant glow is the key.
I see. So the blue light that you saw came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Cuthbert, you may proceed with your cross-examination. With pleasure.
Objection!
Leighton versus
Mr.
Ace Attorney, I have not. I don't know if Noah has, but I have.
I have. It's so fun. It's such a fun game. I love it so much. Sorry. Like I could go on for like an hour about how much I fucking love that game. Anyway, it is also a must play for us, but later. Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you?
Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized less mage?
No, I admit that you probably wouldn't know about Mage Blade. That's exactly where your mistake was.
My mistake?
Why is there a Dutch ad for cheese knives in the stream window?
I
don't
noticed
know.
that. I noticed that with Twitch recently. They've started doing, like, if you're not subbed to a channel, they start doing like almost like banner ads. Like it shrinks
Really?
they like shrink the stream player and display ads like to the side and around it rather than like doing a full screen ad sometimes.
Oh, I still have ad blocker. That's probably why. Oopsie. Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mage Blade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. Which means the blue glow you saw couldn't possibly have been Mage Blade.
This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow. But what significance does such a minor detail have?
It's extremely significant, Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, then he must have witnessed another spell at the scene.
Preposterous. You don't have any evidence to back up that claim.
That blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his notebook, and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would be mistaken about something like that. So, what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene casting a spell that she couldn't possibly cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene?
Well...
Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this.
Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you're found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted.
No, wait, please!
Now that is quite enough of that. Garrett Pierce suddenly steps down from the gallery and walks to the witness stand. He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one in the room moves to stop him. Bailiff looks to the judge nervously, but the judge just narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off the stand and begins addressing the courtroom.
I'm assuming that the ads are personalized, so you're probably looking up cheese knives or something.
Murderer odd design, I agree with that. What's he even doing here? I'll not stand by while you harass my servant. Pierce, we discussed this. There's no need for you to take the stand. And what, pray tell, did they discuss? Nonsense. I have nothing to hide. If you had done your job properly, I wouldn't have needed to intervene. First time, Steelwind doesn't seem to have control of the situation.
Just what is the meaning of this, Miss Steelwind? Who is this man?
This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. That is Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault.
Sorry, eating something. What do you mean?
You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous.
What? Are you saying that you had Rudolph lie for you?
I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat that to law enforcement. It simply wouldn't do for a member of the nobility to appear publicly in court.
Lord Pierce. Regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury.
But from the look on the judge's face, you can easily tell that he won't face any actual consequences. I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. That's funny. Sorry, give me a second. Give me just a second.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna...
What fresh hell are you gonna send me this time?
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, ew. Oh, ew. Yeah, it's just like a proper banner ad. Ew. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Just get an ad block.
But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes.
And it's not even like Twitch is doing poorly. Twitch just wants more money.
Yeah. It's an Amazon company.
Ah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night.
Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, know that this misconduct has hurt your credibility.
Very well.
I think... Yeah, I think... when nobles testify, the, testifying music is different.
Oh yeah.
I
So
think they
it's
have
got it's got some more strings in it.
I think they also add an accordion.
On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building.
I don't think it replaces video ads, I'm gonna be real.
Curious,
Sorry.
I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. That is when I saw the scene inside. Saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with her sword.
Mine is being eaten occasionally? That's not good.
Yeah, you're not always perfectly stable.
Give me a quick second then. I'm gonna pop this back in and see. It's probably a Discord thing, so give me a sec.
Okay.
This will pick up more from me. Hopefully. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Garrick Pierce. He's a member of the nobility.
That means he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only other mage that was there that night. Does that mean...
There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage that we're looking for. Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now.
Don't worry about me. Focus on taking him down. I mean, it could be both. Hmm. I think pressing on that is important. If he's at the tavern entrance, then that would mean he was here.
Claims to have witnessed the murder from the W marker, but that's impossible because there was no lighting.
Yeah.
You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance. It'd be quite dark considering the lights weren't operational. Even if my client was using Mage Blade at the time.
Ah, of course. I had forgotten that detail. Couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene.
You used magic at the crime scene.
Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what my driver saw.
I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all.
If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. Must have made that detail part of his testimony earlier. That actually makes a lot of sense now that you think about it. Rudolph was so sure that he saw a blue light, it would be strange if he was lying about that.
But anyways, which spell did you use to illuminate the crime scene?
It was the Conjure Light spell.
For the duration of the spell, a mode of magical light appears in the caster's hand. The color of the light is chosen by the caster and can be changed at will for the spell's duration. This mode of light provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further.
Interesting.
Your Honor, if the witness used magic at the crime scene, then I'd like for his spell compendium to be added to the court record.
I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy over a trivial illumination spell.
I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to requisition the witness's spell compendium.
Right you are, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station. Oh, shut up.
Shut up. Sorry, I needed to go with that.
I mean, let's take a look at our handy-dandy map. These here.
3 squares?
1, 2, 3.
Not quite, eh?
Either one should do, right?
You have
I'm
health.
pretty sure.
You have health.
I have health? I don't know where my health is, to be perfectly honest with you.
You have health. I think it's the map. I think it's the map.
You think it's the
But
map?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I will say this ahead of time. I could be wrong.
Use Conjure Light to illuminate the scene from the tavern entrance. From there, I clearly saw the crime unfold.
Actually, no. It should be the light spell. It should be
Yeah.
the spell because he says from the tavern entrance. My bad. Yep.
Objection!
Music stopped.
Lord Pierce, you said that you illuminated the scene from the tavern entrance, and you only took a single step into the building.
Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance.
In that case, I'd like for you to take a look at the map of the tavern.
I think either would have worked, honestly.
Probably. This isn't the Phoenix Wright game. I wouldn't be surprised.
Funny you should say that. Great Ace Attorney actually did that a few times.
Really?
Yeah, where you could
So it was
use
just...
you could use
it was
multiple
just like
pieces of
3DS
evidence
era.
that would have worked. That like logically makes sense.
Because I know up to the 5th game, because that's where I played, there were like multiple pieces that could have worked, but it still stops you if you put the wrong one in.
Mhm.
So, nice quality of life change. Anyway, if we take a look at this map, then that would place you right here where the W is. Am I correct?
Oh, of course I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat that fact.
Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there. Considering that Conjure Light only illuminates an area within 15 feet.
What? The spell's range is irrelevant. We've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Mage Blade.
During his testimony, Lord Peace clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal source of light. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. If he had stayed at the entrance, his spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene. But what does this mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not?
Well,
I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. He illuminated it because he was standing right where it happened. Mr. Cuthbert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred?
it's a shit spell. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's the light cantrip for you, by the way.
Yeah.
It's shit. How would that be possible? Well, there's only one way this scenario would make sense, Your Honor. And that would be if Garrick Pierce was the one who murdered Flintheart McCoy.
Hold on for a moment. This is absurd. I could have easily used a different spell to illuminate the room.
And which spell would that be, Pierce?
The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. You idiot.
Well, maybe we can figure it out together.
Yep, still wouldn't figured out exactly what the mistake there was.
When you relinquish your spell compendium to the court.
What? This is a clear violation of my privacy. Oop, he's starting to break down. He's starting. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? If you'd listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You've made your bed. Now lie in it. Steelwind, you treacherous...
That's enough.
Or a torch. Yeah.
It appears that the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask that Lord Pierce relinquish his spell compendium to the court. Garrick Pierce's spell compendium. It contains the formulas for the following spells: Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hey, remember how the bottle exploded?
Yeah, simple harmless visual effect around their hand.
Right there on the
Effect
hand.
will,
This effect will last for as long as they maintain concentration on this spell. Causes water to magically flow out of the caster's hand. This water will flow so long as the caster maintains concentration on the spell. Anything caught within this range is hit with a blast of extremely cold air. Liquids hit by will be immediately frozen, and organic light will immediately enter stages of hypothermia. While concentrating on the spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current shape. While frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt.
Good job, Tyrion. We got a spell compendium. This case is as good as yours. Or is it? She didn't even try to stop you from taking a spell compendium. She wouldn't let that happen just to spite Lord Pierce. She definitely still has something up her sleeve.
Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's compendium. Conjure Light is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false.
You can practically hear Lord Pierce grinding his teeth.
Your Honor, Lord Pierce could very well be a suspect in the murder of Flintheart McCoy. The defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There is much more we need to learn.
What? That's not how this works. We proved there's reasonable doubt. That should be enough to acquit me, right?
In a normal case, maybe, but it's different for this trial. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. Unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case.
What? But that's not fair.
That's just how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice.
Side note, I do like that they're providing an actual reason for you to have to prove who actually did it if it wasn't your client.
Yeah.
Whereas Ace Attorney, it's just, fuck you.
Fuck you. Game over.
Yeah. Guilty.
It exists so the kingdom can save face.
No.
However, the court will be suspending the trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice. That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible suspect.
Objection!
A possible suspect? Very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor. Damn it. You knew she was planning something. Let's revisit the basic facts of this case, shall we? Flintheart McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. Mr. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spells that Lord Pierce knows?
Alright. His spells are Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid.
You've realized it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object.
What? That can't be right.
Ha! You're right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder.
I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer.
But he was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer.
But he doesn't know any transmutation spells that can affect a solid object.
Doesn't he, though?
Well, he knows transmutation spells that can create a solid object.
I mean, Shape
That
Liquid...
can create a solid object.
No, Shape Liquid can affect a solid object.
No, it's liquid originally.
What is ice?
Remember,
What state of matter is ice?
if you take a look at the description of the spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid.
Just to freeze
Weird
the
Going
liquid
Rules
and
is written.
solidify its current shape.
Yes! Like I said, he can use it to create a solid. He cannot use it to control a solid from the start.
Okay. That doesn't change where my mind is heading right now, though.
No, I don't disagree with you, but also they are operating under the assumption that the man was killed by a blade.
Okay. Funny assumption. Let's see where that goes.
Yeah, let's see. We can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic.
Wait a minute. How did he do it then? She's right. How did he do it? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound, then Flintheart was definitely stabbed by something magical. But none of his transmutation spells can affect a steel blade.
See, exactly. They're working on the assumption that it's a blade.
Yeah, exactly, and that assumption is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't know
Yeah.
why we're arguing.
I'm not arguing. You got upset at me over like pedantics.
Scaled wyvern, help me. Anyway. The defense did cast some doubt on this witness's testimony. Nevertheless, I must conclude that he could not have possibly committed the murder. With that in mind... Please wait, Your Honor. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime.
What are you on about? Lady Steelwind said it for herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade. Right, which can only mean one thing.
You didn't use a metal blade, did you?
Got him!
That's fear. That's fear!
What nonsense is this? The autopsy report clearly states that the wound was created by a blade. If he didn't channel magic through a blade, how could he have possibly committed the crime?
Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert.
Which spell did Lord Pierce use to commit the murder?
Which spell could Lord Pierce have possibly used to kill the victim?
Okay. That's just extremely cold air.
And nothing else is transmutation.
True.
You see, Your Honor, Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword.
What?
I'm afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cuthbert. I'd like for the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell compendium. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid. With it, he can control a body of water and shape it into any complex shape he wants. Then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape. A shape like a sword.
What? No! Is it possible that he...
What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce?
What do I have to say? Pierce's breathing becomes more frantic. He's clearly not used to being put in a corner like this. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the eye of Horus. You have him now. Time for the finishing blow. I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. I saw the murder. I witnessed everything. That girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. Wait, where are we going with this?
I saw the murder. I witnessed everything.
I mean... Okay. So, what are we thinking? So, I saw the murder, I witnessed everything, which means... Yeah, he couldn't have
This
witnessed
music goes
it.
so hard.
It does. Oh yeah, it's definitely the finale. I mean, if you actually think about it, that doesn't even make sense. Because if he really witnessed everything, then he would have had to A, be close enough to use the light, and second, if it really was Celeste who did it, how would she not have noticed the light?
Exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense. So I guess go to the crime scene map. That's what strikes me as the most relevant.
And how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified that you only took a single step inside the inn. But you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client with Conjure Light.
This again? If you're going to keep treading on that one detail, then I admit it. I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail out of my testimony, all because I knew you'd use it to cast suspicion on me.
Lord Pierce. But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury.
No, I mean... you miserable wretch.
Garrick Pierce has openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client has just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens?
Shut up! Shut your dirty peasant mouth! That woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. She was wielding her sword after the murder. I was terrified when I saw her holding that bloody sword. My life was in danger. I mean, no. That wouldn't be true.
Yeah, crime scene photo, I think.
Yeah, because it would have been stuck through there.
But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? This photo of the crime scene shows that the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there?
What? Damn you! Damn you! Steelwind, why aren't you saying anything? What? Prosecutor Steelwind has lost her usual air of confidence. You find it strange, though. Even when you had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise.
Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together.
How can I remain calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. I came here to reveal the truth and testify against that criminal. And what do I get instead? Slander from some lowly defense attorney. But you lied.
You talk about justice, but you've committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice, you just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shaped liquid and used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it?
Oh, damn. The Christoph Gavin?
The Christoph Gavin?
He's doing the exact same thing.
The Christoph Gavin? What? Lord Pierce.
My apologies, Your Honor. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious.
You know all of this would have just been fine if he had stuck the sword in the other way.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
literally none of this shit would have happened if he had just stuck the sword in through the back instead of the front.
Yeah. What? Has he finally lost his mind? Defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it.
And what's that?
I think you said it yourself.
You shoved Celeste's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it?
You see, it would have been a perfect crime, because any evidence to support that theory would have evaporated with that frozen blade. What?
No.
He's right. If he used an ice blade to kill Flintheart, it would have evaporated by now.
And that means...
There would be nothing left of the murder weapon. You've spun quite the tale here today. Give me a minute.
Yep. Remember that thing that you noticed at the very start?
Yep.
Yep.
Spun quite the tale here today, but in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me. Isn't there anything we can do? You become quiet. Tyrion? Why doesn't he say anything? Is it really hopeless? All it takes is one look at the expression on your face. Any words she had instantly disappear, because she realizes the expression on your face is the same expression you made every time you defeated her. What is this? You can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact that you've lost.
I despise people like you. You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people. As long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
Empowered eye.
What did I just do?
Head feels like it's about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming. But at the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity, as if you can see more than you could before. I can't believe that peasant pushed me this far. Can you see Pierce's thoughts through the eye of thought? You can see Pierce having a stroke.
You can only see half of the thoughts. At peasant pushed me is far.
I can't believe that. God damn, what's the word? What's What's the word for like someone who isn't a noble?
You're on a time limit. That the words are about to leave the screen. Hurry up! Hurry up!
The Egyptian symbol. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yes.
And feels different from how it usually is. It's more intense and potent this time. It's almost as if you can do more than just read his surface level thoughts.
You've activated the Empower Eye. With it, you'll be able to do more than see into the witness's thoughts. You'll also be able to affect what they think about. Project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts from him. You want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once the insight gauge is filled, you'll have everything you need to implicate him. I think you should. I think you should, actually.
Why am I thinking of such a thing? Okay.
I love how just like the image of an attorney's badge just like pops into his mind.
So I'll start with shape liquid. For all the trouble I went to, I can't believe that lawyer figured out the spell I used. Well, no matter. It's not if there's any evidence to prove that I used it. Look, that old fool had that bottle of water with him.
Man, what a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. You see how fucking fast the insight gauge just whoop?
Yeah, that's why I started laughing. From a bottle? Wait, a bottle? Yeah, that thing I noticed immediately. Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave.
Now wait a minute, Pierce.
What is it now, you wretch? Say it as many times as you need to hear. There is no evidence of a liquefied weapon at the crime scene.
You're right, Pierce. If you did use shape liquid on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely.
Ah, it seems you've finally gotten that fact through your thick head. Bravo.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid?
What are you going on about?
Pierce, shape liquid doesn't just work on water. It works on all kinds of liquids. This shattered bottle contained liquid that you cast your spell on, didn't it?
Show him the picture of the shattered bottle of lotus juice. That bottle.
Pierce, I found the shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter. You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Luckily for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if he had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, would we find traces of transmutation magic?
You little! That still proves nothing. So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? You still don't have a murder weapon.
I wasn't finished, Pierce.
What?
You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water. It was soda.
So, what difference does that make?
A blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made out of soda would leave a puddle of dried residue.
No, it can't be.
I'd wondered why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we checked the outline of that trace, I bet we'd find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used your magic on that soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate.
Bailiff, tell Orm to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. The time window to find traces of magic is closing.
So, we had our team search the crime scene for that soda puddle. I really can't believe it, but we found it. In fact, the outline of Red Soda lines up exactly with the outline of Trace of Transmutation magic. We checked the broken bottle, too. There are traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt about it. Someone used magic on that soda.
I see. Thank you, Orm. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand.
What do you have to say for yourself, Pierce?
What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Steelwind? First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself
Yeah, the
further.
man literally just admitted that he killed him.
Yeah. What? You can't be serious. Shut your insidious mouth. Well, what are you all waiting for? Take him away.
Yes, take him away at once.
I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion, That's all she can do to hold back her tears.
You don't need to say anything. Your face says it all.
I am the prosecutor.
This is one of the reasons why I recommended this game, Bombotron.
I actually didn't. I found it on Steam and like brought it up and was like, oh yeah, that's a good game. We should play it.
And I was like, yeah, it is a good game. We should play it.
Thank you. You've more than exceeded my expectations today.
Mr. Mora.
I'll be honest. When I realized the murder weapon evaporated, I thought the case was shot. Can't believe you were able to turn that around.
It was just luck. If he had used water, we would have been done for.
Had nothing to do with luck. You were able to deduce which liquid he used. You did it just by looking at a few shards of broken glass. Skills of deduction never cease to amaze me. It's not exactly true. But with Celeste there, you can't tell her about your new ability. You are all quite lively. There's no need for such hostility. Though I wouldn't expect any less from the Hound of the Eye Taker. Wait, what does she mean by that? Glance at Miss Tamora, but when she meets your gaze, she immediately looks away. She looks like she's focusing, almost as if to protect herself from a certain eye. I must admit, I was hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your protege proved to be a worthy adversary.
Thank you?
Is this some kind of game to you? Talk about trials as if there's some kind of competition. You actually almost condemned an innocent woman to death. Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those powers
the
are
Moon
balanced,
Matrix, yes and
justice
no.
prevails.
You're not going to interact with it, but we can see thoughts and emotions.
Make no mistake, your victory today was just our system working as intended. Heh, working as intended. You know very well our system only exists to protect your people. I know. What? In any case, looks like we'll be facing each other more frequently in the future. Look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert. A strange girl. Well, that kind of killed the mood, didn't it? Not at all. I think we should celebrate. Oh? What did you have in mind? There's this amazing restaurant in the upper quarter of the capital city. They usually only serve nobles, but they'll let anyone in if they have enough gold.
Wait, do we have enough gold?
Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything. Wait, just how much money does Miss Tamora make?
Lawyers make a lot.
There's a
And
reason
so
all of them are
began
in
my-
hell.
Right? And so began my journey into the world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and will have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on and get justice for every one of my clients.
Hey.
Took us an hour longer than we thought.
Yeah, but you know.
But oh well. It was good.
Yeah.
This feeling, I knew it. His radiant soul is finally awakened. Can't believe it. I've been waiting for so long. I can't wait for the day when I can see his eyes draped in agony.
Cake, you can finally go to bed.
Yay!
It's over. You can finally go to bed at like...
No more streams! It's all over! Yay!
Phone bottle would likely also work. Yeah, the bottle would have worked, definitely. It's almost 8. Oh yeah, time for you to get up and start going about your day.
Yeah.
So no, we'll be streaming on Thursday. We'll be streaming on Thursday. We'll be streaming on Thursday.
We have committed
We'll be
to
streaming on
Thursdays.
Thursday. We'll be streaming on Thursday.
Yeah,
But-
say it about 5 more times. That'll
We'll be
that'll
streaming
really
on
help.
Thursday. We'll be streaming on Thursday. We'll
Thursday stream. Yes.
How late? Well, it's gonna be the same time we did.
Last times.
Yeah, like this past Thursday. So it'll be like afternoon for you, I think. No, we aren't gonna start streaming at at 9 p.m. again.
It does help with memory, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, it's almost dinner time.
I
I say at 4 p.m.
Yeah, it's gonna be 1 a.m. here soon. I'm gonna go to bed too. So
Week.
thanks for
Week.
everyone who stopped by.
Week.
Honestly, there are a lot more people who
Week.
stopped by than I thought would.
I'm surprised Sieg did, but
Yeah.
Sieg always stops by, so.
Sieg, Bumbletron, Cake. I mean, at the bare minimum with Cake, we knew it was a non-zero chance. But you know, with
That's
one
what
we
you said. I said the cake would be here.
Okay, whatever.
I'm right and you're wrong.
Yes, I did do that. I figured out. I went and like. Apparently, Streamlabs has like a color pick function for that. So I was able to actually get the exact color of the text without needing to like take the image and move it into like a separate color picker.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
But
nice?
yeah,
Anyway.
thanks everyone for coming by the stream.
Yes.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see you. Both of us will see you on Thursday. May or may not do some solo streams in the meantime.
Yeah, I might see you all on Monday. Chances are yes, but we'll see how busy I am. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with my solo streams, so it might be a little bit still.
Go bed, Cake. Go bed.
Yep. Good night, y'all. Have a good sleep or day or evening or whatever time zone you're in. Bye.
I'll see you.